Okay, picking into seat 2, we have engineers. And the track is 2 dwelling rounds in the middle, 2 TP rounds here. A little awkward. Most of the scoring will happen here. Not anything interesting on the pass tiles either. I think engineers make sense first. It's just a strong generic first faction. Maybe djinni can make some noise here. Here I'm primarily just looking at the rounds 2 and 3. Maybe there could be good shipping rewards happening here. As djinni, I'd probably just skip this fire reward, leave the spades for round 2, like try to get high up to get these coins, these earth coins, then try to get 2 spades off the water cult, leave this guy empty, and then try to get the 2 priests off of here and the 2 spades off of air. That's 1, you flip once, twice, and then I guess you have 1 left over for the final round, something like that. We've got mermaids in seat 3. That's a great faction to have around 3 and 4 dwellings. That's right when you want to get your shipping up to 3 and hit all those open spots. Alchemists are on the 4th seat. That's also pretty good with this track, but as usual, mermaids and alchemists compete a lot in the first 2 seats. I wonder if alchemists start with the priest or the spade. You never know with those 2. Mermaids have the option to start with temp ship, but it's not clear that they'll want to. I think that I might start worker power as mermaids. Just try to get on some hexes early. But mermaids, I suspect, might be the 40 here. I like engineers quite a lot. This is the only particularly good pass tile for alchemists. They're not going to have one of those games where they just go from like amazing pass tile to amazing pass tile and score just like buckets of points. All right, so I think it'll go like priest, spade, maybe worker power in the first 3 spots, and then NGs probably just take this and open double temple or something. That's what I expect to happen. You just do double temple opening. And use like a cult bump if you wish, and if you don't wish, then you just pass and secure double spade for round 2 or something. It's not like an incredible track for NGs, but mermaids and alchemists actually each fit the track better. The question for mermaids and alchs is both like, which hexes might you lose? The temp ship in the game, like, there definitely is some desire to just secure all your hexes as mermaids in round 1, like A4, D2, F2, I4. Alchs could just go like B3, like their normal spree is like B3, A8, and then like they secure C1 after that. That would kind of crunch mermaids pretty badly here. As for djinni, if they just prioritize E2 and G2, and then like if they can rush over to E2 quickly and then get to G2 before engineers, then rounds 3 and 4, they are set up to shift nicely. Can they get this town? Like, no one really wants, like, B2 is not super key for alchs unless they're trying for this town. A7 is a hex that alchemists do want, and B4 is a hex that alchemists do want. So those are a little unfortunate. Maybe you just settle for like a town in the center with these, with e6 and g2, and then in the west with e3, e2, and dealer's choice of e1 and f1. I don't know. I also just kind of like djinni because they can play like a weird game where they just get a ton of points from passing, but the track unfortunately doesn't really reward, and the pass tiles don't really reward you for building that stronghold, even though I love it so much. But blue in the game is kind of nice for that. I'll put one more on engineers. I feel like NG's at 30 is still pretty good value here. It's not clear to me which of these factions is the worst, but I want to be first on djinni. You know, I think that there's a case for temp ship as djinni and getting onto b2. That's probably too bad though, right? Like what are we really doing here? We're probably opening temple for, let's call it Earth 2, right? We're going to temple for Earth 2. And then we would love to buy the priest. So actually, let's map out the game plan. I think djinni, our first action is we buy the priest, we send it to Earth, we temple Earth 2, and then we maybe cult bump. So I think that we actually might want this cult bump as long as the priest hasn't gone yet. I think that that's a pretty solid plan to get to step 8 on Earth. Now, you don't need step 8 on Earth in round 1. It's not quite as important. Because the spades are in round 2, you can send a second priest there, and you don't have to feel bad about it, I think. The 6 coins pass tiles is out of the game. The 2 workers pass tiles out of the game. And the dwelling scoring pass tiles out of the game. Those are like 3 extremely useful tiles. The 6 coins is obviously fantastic economy if you build a lot of dwellings early. It also alleviates some of the pressure on taking like Fire 1 for a lot of factions. The big building tile is one of those definitive tiles that can like warp the whole game. And the dwelling scoring tile is just one of those tiles that kind of helps you to score on like kind of an awkward track like this. But they're all missing. So this is going to be a game partially determined by like favor tiles, securing town space, fighting for network, just like those things. Like the offbeat, tall, odd strategies are probably not going off this game, other than maybe as djinni, which is why I'm interested in them. I'm also thinking about it, and based off of what I've said now, it seems like NGs are probably going to be taking one of these 3 power tiles, right, and just securing double spade in round 1, which means mermaids probably get spade blocked, or I mean they might get single spade on f2, right, but they're not getting 2 spades, and that makes alchemist's life quite a bit easier. So in round 1, we probably build d4, e9, or d4, f4 maybe, like these 2 hexes. Put our temple down on like f4 or something. Like I wonder if we're supposed to take a power tile as djinni. Alchemists should very much not want e6 just to block us, so we have like a nice town here, and like in the center with e6 and g2. And in the west, we're going to have, we need to win the race to e2. So something like, well, but then do we just want the priest too? Like the priest is so good. Taking a spade in round 1 seems like a waste. It feels like we want to take a priest. And if that happens, then mermaids should get a spade. In which case, are alchemists starting C1 or not? If alchemists don't start C1, and we're on mermaids and we get to open temp ship, then we could grab C1 as one of our first, with our first action, right? And then if you do get C1, then you have a 3-town game, probably. The hexes that you really need to fight for are C1, maybe C3. Alchemists might get both B3 and A8, like that's fine. Yeah, like it's actually okay if that happens. But this kind of digging early game plan, you're going to get leech from yellow in the west. Yeah, so the hexes that we need to fight for are C1, C3, maybe F2. I don't really see engineers particularly wanting that. For alchemists, we're just gonna... Do we temp ship as alchemists ever? Alchemists, we do start with a spade, which is nice. Actually, alchemists starting with a spade on like C1 would make our lives quite difficult as mermaids, because then our temp ship is, our dream is dead. That would probably mean that they come after, we just dig E5 instead, and that would kind of annoy alchemists, but we just dig E5, build H2, and then make a temple. God, it feels so lame. And all our blues are starting to disappear in that case. I think that the plan of starting with engineers, scoring 4 points for the double dig, templing for Earth 2, and then templing for Earth 1 is just quite solid. I really would have liked to play Djinni here, but didn't work out that way. Alchemists probably just start with a spade. And I think that we might see alchemists play C1 with a spade, then just go D2, E2, but that puts their connection in jeopardy, so I do want to see what Xevoc cooks up here. Alchemists could also start with temp ship. That would be kind of interesting. So it is C1 and E5. All right, so it's double west, so this is very bad for me. Maybe I should have seen this coming, but maybe not. It's not obvious that I should have seen this coming. This is obviously the person who this benefits most by far is Djinni, I think. So I'm very sad that I didn't bid there. It's definitely not good for mermaids. Well, I mean, so the plan to make a temple in round 2 and a temple in round 1 still remains. Alex do take the spade. They're going to cut through the west. Mermaids take... Wow. So Djinni get the priest without having to fight for it. That's super, super nice. If I got offered temp ship, I'd probably just take it and get onto C2 this round. I think that B2, B3 are hexes that are definitely going to get built. So those are hexes I'm quite interested in. What What if I go d4, c2? Oh, djinni take temp ship. Wow. Okay. Well, the plan was still to take double dig. So they're really fighting for b2, huh? Okay, well, this game will get ugly in terms of hex contention, but I don't think this is bad for us. Let's just suck some of the spades out of the game. And I was thinking of e9, but I think it should actually be f4. So the player who has most suffered is probably mermaids. So I think that I probably want to be giving leech to mermaids more than I want to be giving leech to djinni. But in either case, I'll probably build f4 first and then figure out which gives me the most leech. Alchemists, if they have a fast round, can pass on to the priest, which is nice. I mean, if you're here as djinni, I think that you have to spade b2. There's g2, but that just can't be as good. Like, you have time for g2. That's just my opinion, but I think that was a mistake to not take the priest, which is why I'm like now checking this player's elo because I'm curious. Okay, they're actually a strong player, so they have a plan here. Hopefully they'll play a little faster than this, but there are some turns that require some tanking. Okay. So yeah, f4 is going to be our next move. Mermaids are taking a priest. They're going to send the first priest to water. I don't think that they're advancing shipping here, because if they could have done a dwelling spree with temp ship. I'm sadly getting no leech. There we go. There we go. All right. I think I already said earlier that I wanted to be mermaid's friend, and mermaids have decided to be my friend, so this is useful. We will put the TP up here, and then we'll pass. Mermaids will probably get first priest to water, so I'm trying to figure out what hostile I should be taking. I wonder if there's a case for just taking this pass tile here. Like the conventional wisdom is just to temple for Earth 1 next round if it's still available. And I think that I can't be rushing Earth 1 here. Like, that was never really a consideration for me. I'm upgrading on d4 because I expect c3 to get built fairly soon, and I don't expect e6 to get built anytime soon. Plus e6, I guess, hits all of these hexes anyway. Here's Earth 2, presumably for djinni. Wow, they take Earth 1. I just find that fairly dismal of an opening. But if all my opponents do take Earth 1, that's actually quite good news for me, because this kind of takes pressure off of me in a big way. This also highly encourages me to go for this this cult step pass tile, or the priest pass tile. Rationale being that my second temple can now be for water 1, right? So if I take water 1 next round and send the priest to water, then I can get this cult spade. And the cult spade is very nice. But yeah, Genie did seed this D2. Ooh, mermaids put priest to earth instead of water. Interesting. Xevoc passes first. He takes the priest. Okay, there's a spade available now. So I think Xevoc will open things up by putting priest to water. He needs it to get the power to double dig. The spade just seems quite good because I can just grab G2 and then I can just take a 2-key town. Then I'll worry about water 1 later. Yeah, this is kind of cool. We're gonna take G2. We're gonna make the 2-key town. It's not super obvious that 2-key town will be incredible or anything, but we're gonna do it. It's good news for mermaids, I think, that they're going to get onto temp ship. So mermaids are in pole position right now to grab double dig next round. They can also actually hard dig C3. I would not be averse to hard digging C3 right here. Like grab the workers and hard dig C3. Like hard dig and build it. Like the other thing they could do is hard dig F2 and build a dwelling. They would either way they would get onto temp ship and then they could maybe take A8. I'm not really that inclined to dig C3 honestly. And the other good thing for mermaids is that they don't, as long as they get one of these black hexes, then alchemists aren't really beating them to like this town in the upper. So sorry, I know you can't see my cursor. So I'm saying that mermaids B3 is a hex that they might be interested in. I don't think that they'll ever beat alchemists there, but A8 they could beat alks too. Could be interesting. They pass on a ship score instead of temp ship. So alks can now go priest to water, and then they have double. Oh, I guess mermaids will double dig before alchemists can. So that's good news for us in terms of who's getting punished. I kind of think alks will just priest to water though. Or are they going to try to fight for those 2 hexes? They could priest for water and then still try to get. Wow, they take the single dig. That's so interesting. All right. In that case, I think we take priest to water, right? Are alks ever beating us to 2-key town? It's really bad if they do. I'm going to ignore that possibility. I could also grab G2 now, or C3. So like I was saying, I think I want mermaids to have C3 because then they'll fight for these northern blacks. And I think I want to cut Genie off on G2 because that provides me better shipping lanes to the west. So yeah, I think that my play here is priest to water. Would Genie hard dig G2? I guess that's the question. I think Genie might hard dig G2, so I'm just going to play G2 now. I think it's just good for me to get these shipping lanes like taken care of. I have very easy expansion now. Now that I think about it, it's probably bad news for me if alchemists can't get over to the east, but they might be able to get there from the south at some point, and I'll just patiently wait for them at that point. Round 3 dwellings, round 4 dwellings, those both look fine to me. I can make a fair amount of noise with single shipping. Mermaids get a free priest to water, that's pretty sweet. They're gonna, wow, they secure the double dig first. I don't know that I would have done that, because they could have gotten a lot of power off the priest to water that I am now gonna get. Oh, alchemists I guess get priest to water now, if they're not advancing ship twice. Yes, they are advancing ship twice. Great. Okay. It's all right. It's not all bad. I'm just looking at the past tiles available, and I think that I would probably like most to get onto the oh, okay. Djinni are gonna try to get 2 cult spades, but where are they even gonna go? They have A6, but where's the second one go? E3? E6? Like those are just hexes. Xevoc managing to get onto both B3 and A8 after this is pretty surprising to me. I would not have expected that for him. I think I'm passing on to the TP pass tile. I think that that's the coolest outcome here. I'm about to get a little bit of leech from our blue friends as they build C3. Djinni have to compete for... Oh, Djinni should probably hard dig A6, and then they can use their cult spade on A7. That's what I'm kind of thinking here. There's also coins power action available. I kind of want it. Who's going to take it if I don't? Djinni probably take it if I don't. That's probably okay. I don't really have any beef with Djinni. Yeah, mermaids passively allowing black to take both these hexes. I would absolutely not have done that. And they're on the ship scoring tile too. I don't like what thorajin has done here. I got 3 power. I think I could get 2 more. And I'm not opening with double dig. This way 3 power like overflows my bowls, or like it doesn't let me take a coins action, but also am I really fighting for a power action with my first action? I'm not sure that I am. I don't desperately need coins, and I'm not going to burn down for them. All I really want to do is just advance my shipping. Like I could take temp ship, which would allow me to go, but I already have 4 hexes available to me with only 1 shipping, so I don't think I really need temp ship either. So I'm just going to pass. I'm going to pass. I'm going to make myself available to take a little bit of leech if it comes to me. Yeah. So on 1 shipping, I can get E9, C5, G1, and C2. That's really all the hexes that... I only have the workers to build those hexes, so I think I'm pretty happy to do that. Then maybe I could temple for water 1 and air 1 at some point later. Make that and or air 1. Probably a good time for mermaids to get onto temp ship. Alchemists do not need temp ship. They have all the shipping they need. They upgrade near alchemists, which is sad for us. Everyone going for Earth 1 is consistent with the game plan that we named, which is that it's the type of game where there's just not a lot of stuff in the game. There's not a lot of good stuff in this game, so like ways to score. Alchemists are trying to play this shit VP pass style, and mermaids are just letting them kind of walk all over them. Like this is a pretty great opening. Like obviously, I'm sad that Xevoc's decisions have hurt me, but like this is just exactly the type of game that you would have wanted as alchemists. I'm starting to wonder if priest to cult is a good idea here with our first action. We didn't get the leech that we wanted from mermaids. Yeah, mermaids have played super friendly to alchemists. Like they even gave them some leech here, which they didn't have to. God, if Djinni transforms C2, I'm just going to be... I can see it happening now, and I'm just preemptively annoyed by that. They're going to do it, aren't they? That's so annoying. I guess if they do that, then I will probably just make an expensive TP over here in the east on C5. So I'll have extra stuff if that happens. All right, so what do we do? Maybe we priest to... Do we like the priest to fire, the priest to earth, or the priest to air? They're all very good. Oh, that's... I guess we know what mermaid's first move is. Okay. This hex is being left alone. Alchemist will probably rush for B4 anyway, so that's probably fine. Okay. So what are we doing? We're just advancing ship, right? Do we want to try to claim this spot? I feel like after taking the 2-key town, we really want to like put a priest to a cult somewhere impactful. Then I can still buy the priest, right? But they're all good spots, which is what makes it so tricky. Like this last air spot, earth spot would essentially mean that I win it, but I could also win either of these two cults with that, so... I think that the immediate benefit of the priest to fire can't be overstated, so let's do that. We'll have to either 5-power priest or just buy a priest straight out with our power, but that's not an issue at the moment. Mermaids predictably take priest to air. I think the priest to earth is quite good as well. But admittedly, djinni are kind of dangerous in terms of being able to build out lots of stuff, so... Alchemists just go to 3 ship right away. Mermaids now have to protect H3. Hopefully they see that. Mermaids with the priest to air can now take coins, which they can't do because they need to protect H3. They should still get coins though. No one's really stopping them. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I should be trying to kill one of my opponents just to ensure that I don't get 4th, but I just don't really feel like that either. Maybe alchemists should build their stronghold. If they build their stronghold, then they'll be able to double dig B4. So if I were alchemists, maybe I would try to buy the workers and then build the stronghold, and then double dig. That's probably the sequencing that I would most prefer if I were alchemists here. But I'm going to build everything. I'm not going to worry about passing. This TP for mermaids is really nice. The TP for everyone is actually quite nice because they're all in position to take water 1 when the time comes. We would also love to take water 1 when the time comes, but we're going to prioritize building our stuff. If I'm correct, this is a worker's action. Single dig. Huh. Oh, Xevoc was built to TP because he was out of dwellings. That's a nice spot to be in. Yeah, I think that he's far enough ahead that he can afford to do this type of shenanigans. Anyway, I should now be getting neighbors in the east where I need them. So my second town should go a lot cleaner. To me, at a glance, it looks like alchemists are ahead by quite a bit, followed by mermaids, and then it's me and djinni fighting for third and fourth. This is probably too much leech. What do I get with this? Do I take a worker's action with this? It would require me to burn down my power, so I don't think I would take the worker's action here. If I got the worker's power action, then I would take it, but I don't. And it looks like alchemists have lined themselves up perfectly to pass. Or mermaids are now lined up in time to pass, so that's nice. Djinni, if I were djinni, I'd probably just suck up that last earth spot on the cult. It's just nice to lock out a cult. C3 just hangs out, so mermaids will be fine to make that town there, which is lucky for them. They'll probably try to get the last priest onto the earth cult. Just gonna build here near my friends. If I'm right, mermaids will build a TP or just temple for water 1 here. Nope, they just pass. Wow. I really thought that they were lined up for ship scoring there. I'm pretty surprised by that. Djinni will now get onto that pass tile. So I am in line to inherit, I guess, the big coins pass tile and the worker power, or the priest. Not clear to me if any of those is good. Genie passed a little early to secure some points. I'm fine with that. We're just going to do what we said we came to do. So next round, priority is to secure water 1, I think. I think we secure water 1, and then maybe we try to get a spades action. So is there going to be a water 1 rush at the beginning of next round? If there is, then we want to be able to at least take double dig. And then we just grab G3, D3, right? Does this cult bump do us anything? Cult bump could be useful if we're trying to stall for the genie pass tile, but I think that I would like to have a short round if possible. Something like water 1, G3, D7 pass. So I only have 2 dwellings left on my board. I can hang all those grays for the final rounds or whatever, because I don't really want to build my TPs before later anyway, so I don't think I need the priest under any circumstances. I think that worker power is best because it gives me options of both double dig and water 1. So we're definitely going to see this be a temple for water 1. Mermaids have like nothing better to do than temple water 1, I think. Alchemists might want to stronghold, but might just prefer water 1. I think there's a small hex war over A7, but Genie might not care enough at this point. I don't know what mermaids are. Wow, they advanced ship. Surely they could have just taken water 1 first, right? I assume Genie will take the coins. Okay, alchemists do prioritize their water 1. That makes sense because they're probably towning this round, actually. They're probably going to town by TPing D2, and then they'll spade D8 and E8. So, okay. So we're in business. We're going to get to make our temple for water 1. And then we'll build 2 hexes and see if we can pass. Mermaids also in line for a very short round. One sad thing about losing Earth 1 is that given how Alchemist game is going right now, we're not going to beat them on network. So that's very sad. I hope mermaids don't like hard dig G3 or something. They could do that. I mean, I'll still be able to I will just double spade D6, D7 instead and still be able to connect, but G3 would really be a bummer, and I don't think it helps them that much, other than hurting me. I think that if they wanted to town over here in the east, they might as well take H4, H5, I6 or something. And they still need C3 as well, so. That's a really sad single dig, and I'm curious about it as well. I guess mermaids are going to take a longer round then. Doesn't matter. Alchemist put the priest to there. That's fine. Genie getting that coins action is a huge coup. I'm going to build G3. I think that mermaids might build on it, and I will turn D7. I get the leech right away. That's nice. Alchemists should be spading d8 now. So then they get leech from me building d7. They buy the workers first. Interesting. In any case, this all looks pretty good for plan pass. Nobody has any priests left, which is kind of interesting because it makes me want to stay in the round and send my priests off to cults. Like especially this, like the priest to earth and the priest to there are 3 priest spots that are super appealing right now, right? Earth, water, and air. You didn't know there was a stream? Yeah, there is. Obviously we took 2 blows, right? One of them was we got Earth 1 blocked in a game where Earth 1 is very good this game. The second downside, and I say that because this game was very low in terms of scoring setup. Like these pass tiles are very low scoring, and this track is also fairly low scoring. So that was blow 1 that we got Earth 1 blocked. But the much bigger blow, I think, is that we paid so many points and Alchemists decided not to start in the east. All right, so it looks like Xevoc's going to build his stronghold and then come to d8 and e10. Mermaids are out of stuff to do. Mermaids want to pass pretty badly, but the TP tile isn't the best for them. The best pass tile for mermaids is the ship VP tile. Can I afford to sneak in a priest here, or should I just sneak the priest next round? Like, I don't really care about the coins action that everyone's fighting for. You think it's between me and Xevoc? I don't know that. It's close. Xevoc has more towns left, and he has Earth 1, and he's going to beat me on network, so all I really have is cults. Alright, who's passing here, right? Are djinni passing? Djinni could very well pass, but if djinni pass, then I get their pass tile. The bigger risk is if mermaids pass, and if mermaids pass, then what? It's not the end of the world if mermaids pass. Kind of tempted to send this priest here. Like, I'm playing a culty game plan. This priest gives me more priests for later, and if djinni want to switch onto the air cult, then they're gonna have to pay for that privilege. I think that djinni kind of want to hard dig. It's a dwellings round and B1 remains unbuilt, and also djinni are not the ones that I'm worried about passing here, right? So I'm gonna just take this risk and see what happens. I frequently fail to pass soon enough, so this could just be a continuation of that trend, and we'll see. Mermaids stay in the round and reward us. Okay. So I don't know that I would have done that as mermaids because they're going to get like 2 extra points from building this dwelling. And like, so all that mermaids got from this probably was like -1 point and plus like 2 coins or something. Which is like okay, but they might also be converting workers to coins if they do this, right? Like the TP here seems to imply that they're going to build A11 or something. But they only do that by converting workers to coins. So that's not a great trade-off to me. And all right, awesome. Djinni are still in the round. Wow, do they have 3 shipping? Okay. Then it definitely makes sense that they didn't pass. All right, so we did it. We did it, team. Anyway, my biggest concern now is like my points, right? My points just don't look great. And is he going to be my network? He's Alks, but I'm NGs. I mean, I think the answer is yes. Like he's going to get 3 towns. That's like a lot of stuff. Oh, it's a bummer that he built on f5, but it's fine. I'll take g5, right? I'll get g5. This is also better than d8 for alchemists because djinni will place g4 and give them leech. Decline. Call me crazy, but I think that my 2 priests are going to earth and air this round. I think I'm going to start my round. Sorry, call me crazy, but my priest is going to earth to begin the game. My main problem is not having a 3rd town. Yeah, this is also nice for alchemists because he effortlessly interferes with my 3rd town, which would be here in the south, right? h6 through h8 would be my southern town, but that's not going to happen. I get what you're saying. Like the ideal engineer's game plan does not involve a 3rd town, but this is not an ideal engineer's game plan. So 3rd town is useful. I agree with that sentiment. And it does make me wonder, like, should I be taking... Like, Coin's power action is definitely good here, right? Because Coin's power action gets me h6. Or Coin's power action lets me advance my shipping, and I definitely want to build my stuff this round. It's also at a key time now, probably to deny my opponent some coins, so I think I want to take Coin's power action here. Wow, Alchemist did get on that ship VP tile. And Mermaids just built that TP seemingly for nothing, which is pretty rough, I think. All right, I think I just take the coins here. It's not 100% obvious to me that I can't get a 3rd town here. Like I might want Fire 2 anyway because Alchemist decline to give me a neighbor on D7, right? D7 is a hex that I would ideally like to have, or D8 or an E10 are ideally hexes that I would like to be Alchemist to be on. But now I would need to make an expensive TP to make that town. So that has me thinking like maybe I wait for the stronghold for there and then I try to carve out some towns in the south. I am going to get a cult spade, so it might be nice to get like something like I10. If I can beat Alchemist to I10, I mean Alchemists will need to build 2 trading posts and 2 dwellings to beat me to I10 now, which I mean obviously they're capable of doing, but there's also h5. Like if I just grab h5, that's 3 digs, but if I secure 3 digs, then that's a town, right? Yeah, looking at things, it's clear that this is necessary. Yeah, we want priests on the earth track and air track. We'll see which ones remain. I guess it would really suck if it went priest, priest, priest right now, which it could. There's one of the priests. The good thing is I have the economy to take an 8-point town along with Air 1 this round. I definitely have that economy. Priest of Fire is very unexpected. Has me a little worried. I'm going to take this last Priest of Earth, which I think I definitely want. Alright, we need to pay attention so that we don't get blocked on the 8-pointer. We really want the 8-pointer. I don't really know why my opponents rushed this cult so hard, but it's probably because of the surplus of priests generated from the previous round. Mermaids might secure the bridge here. I guess they don't really need the bridge. They could try to 3-town. No, 3-town would be too crazy, I think. I wonder if Xevoc tries to get power for a bridge. He's going to take an 8-pointer, I guess. Damn. I think I might get 8-pointer blocked, but maybe. I can take the, yeah, even if I don't get the 8-point town, I could still get a 9-point town and send 2 priests to the air cult. I'm optimistic about getting the leech to make this all worth it and like be able to cycle my power nicely. Yeah, so alchemists will get the next 8-point town as well. That little bit of leech from mermaids was unexpected, but oh so welcome. What if I just build h6, i9 this round? And then I use my cult spade on h5. If I pass in front of mermaids, then I just get that town. Slightly idle thoughts, but you know, they're possibilities. Djinni have a lot of points. And they might beat mermaids on network, which is pretty nice. Alk should give this leech to mermaids instead of Djinni. Djinni are hurting more for coins. Well, they go differently, which is unfortunate. Take the other 8-point town. Okay, so moment of truth. Are we taking the 9-pointer? What if I just take a ship town? Ship town lets me temple, build h6, TP down here. Seems crazy to be taking an economy town at this point in the game, but I'm really looking for ways that I can try to get that 3rd town. In any case, taking this econ can't be that bad. Economy just can't be that bad for engineers, right? Okay, so here's a town for mermaids. They might take a 9-point town, who knows? They take a workers town so that they can build what? More TPs? Why do they even have fire 2? Are they going for a third town? Mysteries. All right, so we're going to lock up h6 and I9 for sure. That is just really annoying by Djinni. Alchemists are trying to get I10 now so that there's no chance of me messing with I10. But you know what? I think I'm just going to secure Air 1 another TP. That was the plan, Fatty, but now I'm kind of eyeing just taking I10 right now. What happens if we just take I10 right now? Oh, we can Air 1 and take I10, right? We just have to do workers to coins. Because Air 1 would immediately get us the leech that we need. I think that we found quite a nice idea. So we'll put Air 1 on C5. And then, ooh, no, we'll just secure this hex right now. This is great. Yeah, this is great. We're going to take I10 now. Xevoc is out of dwellings, so he can't take I10. All right, our game looks a lot better now. What towns are left? Both of the 9-point towns are left, and the 11-point town is left. Mermaids will snatch one, and Djinni will snatch one, but alchemists will be slow to get theirs. It is fair to wonder if these towns are worth more than what I'm giving up. I also am like beginning to think that I'm going to get on the alchemists pass tile. Like that, like I've been watching it like only very vaguely because I've been very focused on like what little town I have myself. But it's beginning to look like I could outstall alchemists here. This is power overflow for us, so we're not going to take it. I'm pretty excited about this TP that I'm going to put on H6. I'm also not sure if I should be burning my power here. I think I might be. All right, so in terms of priorities, I will be very sad if I don't build this TP. So I'm going to build the TP for sure. I don't think I'm supposed to fight that hard for network here. The question is, can mermaids beat us on network? It would be really sad if, or can mermaids tie our 15 structures on network? Like if I9 just gets meddled with by like Djinni who have nothing to do with their cult spades, like seriously, Djinni is swapped onto the air cult, but they really have nothing to do with it. They have an X token left, so, or like a lamp token left, so they might just try to mess with us. That would be really unfortunate. Like they've done some really crappy suboptimal stuff already, so I wouldn't put it past them to like do some more crappy suboptimal stuff. Djinni passed first. Cool. I thought that they might actually build another TP. It wouldn't have been that bad. They take a spade, which like the spade is often like the spade is the best economic pass tile overall, but in this context, I'm not sure that it means that much. Xevoc builds that. Okay, so now they have 2 turns remaining. Alchemists have 2 turns remaining. I really don't think I need the double spade much anymore, so I am going to do this. Hey, Ghostly, what's up? I do think that I might have just given alchemists the stuff they need to buy a priest, which could outstall us because I've given them 2 extra actions. Let's see. We'll go priest to air, then we'll go priest to... Yeah, they're going to buy the priest. So they have 3 actions left. I have priest, priest, dwelling. So I think I should outstall them. Looks like I'm in a good spot. Am I just winning this? I'm not sure if I'm winning this. I think mermaids are out of it. Mermaids are out of it if they don't beat our network. If they don't tie our network, which admittedly they could tie our network, right? They would just need 3 dwellings, temple, and TP. All right, so Xevoc's got 2 moves left, but so I have 3 moves left, I think, because I'm gonna go priest to earth. And then I'm gonna build I9. And then I'm going to put a bridge. The bridge is definitely good because the stronghold is coming out next round anyway. But annoyingly, he might send these to the water cult. I think one should probably just go on air. It doesn't look like it makes a lot of sense to build. Like, the Sanctuary is so good in terms of scoring for me, but I think that the Stronghold is more important in terms of that. And I might only be able to afford one of those 2, which is quite sad. Come on, buddy. You see the writing on the wall. Don't make this harder than it needs to be. By the way, getting to 16 structures is not trivial for alchemists if they want to do all the normal alchemist stuff. Like, I mean, like, they have all the hexes that they need, but they might not be advancing digs this game. F1 hangs for me, but I'm not going to take it. I'm going to bridge. Like, economically, taking F1 is better than taking I11, but I think that the correct move for me is to bridge, because if I don't bridge here and build F1, if I build F1 here, then I11 will be left hanging. Now I11 will be my color, but alchemists could be vengeful and come for it. So I'm Like that's what I'm thinking about right now. The other fact is that if I build F1, then alchemists could take a bridge power action, and then that would really put me out. So I'm going to do, whoops, that is not the way to do it. This. All right, I mean, our economy is a little tight, but we're engineers. We'll try to find a way to make it work. We'll have 15 structures. We might actually get to 16 now that I look at it, right? Yeah, if we can tie the alchemist network, that's definitely good news. Are Djinni going to make a network push here? They could get to 14. Mermaids are trivially getting to 14. Alex, just surrender. Go to G6. Yeah, I mean, I don't think Alks have the worker econ to mess with H8. But we are going to just begin the round by securing I11, building the strongholds, and then I guess Junior are going to tie up a lot of their workers building their big buildings. I would want both, but we'll see how they feel. Mermaids are going to pillage one of the good towns here. They'll probably Sanctuary Fire 3 and then just take a priest town. I think that's what I would do. They could also take Earth 3, but Fire 3 has to be better, right? An Alchemist probably just Sanctuary Water 3, which is sucks for us. We're going to need another economic town now that I look at it to connect, which is kind of ironic. Like we played this massive econ game, and in the end we still might need water 3, or like we still might need an econ town to finish things off for us. What did Mermaids take? They took Earth 3. Okay, I definitely disagree with that, but whatever. I'm not really in much of a position to respond. Here's Fire 3. Or actually, this is Air 1, right? This has got to be Air 1 for Djinni. Xevoc is definitely targeting me, but I don't mind that because I think that he sees that I'm the competition. Like a lot of the time I'm annoyed when I get targeted, but it looks here like this is just a really close game and no one can really be faulted. Like at least alchemists cannot be faulted if they are targeting me. You agree? I assume that you're saying that you agree that like this is not a game where I can complain about targeting. I'm doing the math and I definitely need an economic town. It's not clear if it should be the ship town or the coin town. I'm looking at it, and Xevoc definitely doesn't have enough to build 17 structures, so we're going to tie. Let's do the math. This is 6 coins, this is 2 coins, and this is 1 coin. So I need 9 coins to build my structures, and I need 4 coins for this. 9 plus 4. Sorry, that's 9 plus 4 is 13. And it requires 5 workers, which is exactly what I have. I'm 2 coins short. So I think that the priest town might be the town that I want. If I can just take like 1 point of leech or something. Priests are very, very useful right now. Well, are they that useful? What if I just give up on fire and I just say I'm going to settle for 8 cult points? Would that just put me immediately behind Xevoc? If I just say, like, I'm going to take this leech. Xevoc has to give me this leech at some point. The question is when, right? But unfortunately, Mermaid's best way to score might just be to snipe points from me, which is very annoying. Wow, Xevoc goes for the big building. So I guess this doesn't stop him from getting to 15. Does it? It might. All right, we said that we were taking this leech, so let's take it. Wait. Wow, that was really, really bad by Djinni. Man, like, so this is like the type of targeting that I don't like, where I feel like Djinni kind of targeted me by building this for Fire 3. Djinni were at step 9 of Air, so they could have closed Air by taking Air 1 there. And Air 1 is inherently a better favor than Fire 1 or Fire 3, right? Like, Air 1 has inherent scoring in it. So I really don't like what they did there. Anyway, there's a priest town left, and I think that I was talking about taking it. Yeah, the fact that alchemists are dominating us on network is not great news for us. We're getting the priest town though, right? We beat alchemists to the priest town. We did. Or there's 2 priest towns left, so I was never denying them both. Okay. Hopefully mermaids see fit to build some dwellings instead of just ticking us on the fire cult, but I kind of think that that's what they might wind up doing. I don't need any more leech, do I? I'm just looking at it. I probably want to send a priest to air. And the priest to air gets me something, right? The priest for air gets me a power back. So I want TP ship advanced dwelling. That's 6 coins. Or 7 coins. And I'm only 1 coin short. So I don't think I should be taking leech here. On the other hand, 2 for 1. I can always take 2 for 1. We'll see if Xevoc just gives that leech now or not. He takes workers first. That makes sense. But we're definitely taking the priest town. There's just nothing really to gain from the ship town. I can't build the sanctuary anyway. Yeah. We've outstalled mermaids long enough to see where their priest is going. Are alchemists... Oh, alchemists are trivially getting to 15. Okay, so I do need to... Yeah. Oh, they just close out Earth, which is great for us. This means that we can afford to send 2 priests to air. Okay, then I really don't need this leech, right? Mermaids are just straight up done. Yeah, mermaids are straight up done, which means that I just go priest to air, priest to air. And I'm going to get 2 points on fire. Xevoc is going to beat me on fire no matter what, so priest to air, dwelling, priest to air, and I'll have 4 power in this bowl. So this is just 1 power that I'm saving myself. Unfortunately, I do need to... No, do I need to give Xevoc that leech? I can give him some expensive leech that he doesn't want. Seems better, right? No, I think I'd rather give him free leech. Like, it's dangerous. Like, this is dangerous because he could parlay it somehow into getting to 6, like, an extra structure. So I'm just going to play it safe and do this. In either case, like, he might be taking something like a power town, right? I think a power town does get him to 16. But if he does do that, then he won't beat me on fire, which is, like, it's not nothing to beat me on, like, to protect the fire cult either. It's like a... Yeah, it's a several point swing if he decides to go up fire. Okay. That's that for mermaids. We beat them cleanly. Xevoc bumps that. We knew that that was happening no matter what. All right, what does Xevoc need to close this? He needs 1, 2, 3, 4 workers and a dig. He has 4 workers. If he takes the power town, he has the dig. That's a 6-point swing versus us. I think that taking the 9-pointer and just sending all the priests to fire might be better, but I'm going to let him be the judge of that. And I am just going to send my priest to... Well, you know what? The single point guarantee that I get from air might not be as good as like the annoyance that I give him by sending priest to fire. Like, fire just makes it a harder decision for Xevoc. Or like it at least forces him to make a decision. This priest is... Oh yeah, actually this is a moment of truth. If he sends the priest, then he's committing to not beating us on network. He builds this dwelling, he has to commit to which town he's taking. So either way, this gives us a little bit of information. And our next move, in either case, should be to advance our shipping. Okay, so he's committed to the cult game. He cannot tie us on network anymore. Great. This means that our priest probably is going to the air cult. So he's going to go... He probably builds a TP and puts 1 priest to fire. Is that right? Or does he just send many priests to fire? It's not clear. If I don't put priest to fire, then he can go TP and priest to fire. And he's going to do that anyway. He's always sending at least one priest to fire. This forces him not to build a TP, but the TP is not really worth that many points. Yeah. This is a guaranteed point. I think that the resource points might make the difference here for alchemists. Like, I think that they have me by a little bit in terms of endgame points. +4, so they're going to be +2. These two cults will net out. They're going to be +10 on me in network, or in cults. I'm going to be +6 on them in network. So they have +4 on me overall. So the question is, how many points will we have at the end of this? They don't have air 1. So they're going to TP for water 1 and send a priest to fire. So that'll put them at 119. And their coins will be at 2 + 7 is 9. So they'll have 119 + 4 is 123. And I'm going to pass for 13, 16. I'll be at 126. I think that they're going to beat me by 1. I think Xevoc beats me by 1 here. If I've done my math anywhere near correctly, which is not a guarantee. Wait, what just happened? Did he advance digs? In either case, I think he has me by 1 point. I think the advancing dig was the same as sending priest to fire. Oh, wait, no, he doesn't beat me on the fire cult. Maybe I have one? Maybe I mismathed. Oh yeah, I think that the dig advance might have cost him. Because it looks like now I have it by 1 point. Cool. Well, that's lucky. This is what you meant about Earth 1 blocking? Yeah, that was definitely quite fortunate for us. Mermaids and djinni were so far behind. Yeah, I mean, it's not that obvious to me why djinni were so far behind. I think that some of their decisions were a little iffy in the mid game, like in like rounds 2 and 3. I also think that they could have made my life a lot easier, I guess, if they had just taken air 1 and blocked alchemists. But alchemists maybe then contest fire a little better. All right, let's take a quick look at the What do we got here? Okay, we took 3 double spades. That's a lot. That was round 1. And then we took one to secure G3 and D7 in the mid game, and of course we grabbed I10 late. How much did we pay for Leech this game? Wow, we only paid 6 victory points to Leech this game. That's pretty surprising. That really helped us out. In fact, no one paid a lot of points for Leech this game, but was it actually low Leech? Or did we just build wide a lot? Because I guess we didn't get the most Leech because of how the East shook out. And I guess we also declined a fair amount of Leech in the late game because we were getting it when we were overflowing our power bowls. Okay, that's fine then. So scoring tile-wise, like, we did do the best here, and that feels good. We built 4 TPs during the TP round, plus that stronghold. We also built, like, 6 dwellings across the dwelling round. So that's like 29 points there. And we grabbed 2 spades in round 1, which is nice. And what else do we got here? Well, we didn't have Earth 1, but this is kind of what happens sometimes. Like, our opponents didn't make more favor points from us than Earth 1. It was really only alchemists who didn't suffer from taking it, right? Like, just taking Earth 1 in round 1 can often be a hindrance, as you said, Snake, to your economy. We managed to have very good luck with the 2 bonus cards that, like, you wouldn't think are that good. But the TB tile, engineers can uniquely use it quite well. And yeah, like, we got lucky when we passed on to the spade in round 2. That was pretty nice. We got lucky that we got G2, and basically, I think G2 essentially took Djinni out of the game. And then, yeah, we founded 3 towns, but hilariously, they were extremely low value. And then, yeah, we got some cult points, just like a handful of cult points, despite the 2-key town. But it forced our opponents to try really, really hard to beat us in cult points. Xevoc needed like some 3-step favors to close out those cults, and that wound up being better for us. And yeah, we just managed to eke it out, so that feels good. Haven't had a big win like this in a long time, so it's nice to be back on that column. Well played, much better than the Time Travelers game you saw. Yeah, that Time Travelers game, I literally just, like, I don't think I streamed that one, but I literally just thought I had a spade in hand in the final round. And yeah, that was just brutal. It's possible that I played 30 points better than Mermaids and Djinni. I don't think I played 30 points better than them, right? Like, I think some of this is breaks. Like, Alchemist starting double West, right? Like, that's bad for me, but it was even worse than Mermaids, for Mermaids, arguably. Now, Mermaids, I think, responded the wrong way. I think that they should have been aggressive toward Alchemists, probably. And honestly, if Mermaids are aggressive toward Alchemists, it hurts me too, because Alchemists were an extremely important neighbor for me in the East. So if they hurt Alchemists and hurt me, then maybe they're more in contention for it, but then maybe Djinni just beat them. Unclear. But if they hurt Alchemists bad enough, they might get themselves like a couple more network points as well. Like three more network points or whatever. So Djinni's biggest mistake, I mean, I think Djinni made a lot of mistakes with how they used their priests and fought for cult steps, but taking B2 and A5 in round 1, that wound up being pretty decent for me, I think, the way that broke. Yeah, if Mermaids killed Alchemist, maybe Djinni went in, but Mermaids might get second, right? I mean, Mermaids, I definitely disagree with a lot of their decisions. Like, they took ship scoring in round 2, but they didn't advance their shipping. They also put the priest to Earth in round 1, which is, I mean, that's fine. That's like 3 points, and they managed to win the Earth Cult. But they could have sent the Priest to Water, which would have been a spade in round two. Then they can advance their ship in round two as well, and then they probably just win the Water Cult instead. So, yeah. Wonderful plays. Looks like you're late. Yeah. I mean, I think that it was obviously like in an outcome like this, I always want to say like, oh, go look back and just see how amazing it was. I think that I got pretty lucky, but um, it's better to be lucky than good sometimes. So, anyway, thanks for watching. Thanks for chatting. I'm heading off now. See ya.